Welcome to the Dirty Tea Podcast. My name is Donna.
And I'm Amanda, and we're excited for you to join us where you'll be served the dirtiest tea.
We are best friends from the Midwest who love other people's drama.
And we'd rather spill your tea on air than behind your back.
So feel free to submit your dirty tea for us to read on air.
Or sit back, fill your cup with whatever tickles your fancy, and get ready for the mess.
Hey y'all.
Hey guys. No,
Yeah.
it's happy Friday.
Hi.
Happy whatever time of the day you're listening to this at, but happy Friday. We are so excited for you to join, and finally Friday.
Finally. Finally.
You guys, so we were just
for Friday.
right. We were just laughing because like every time we start to record, it legit takes us like a good 15 minutes to get our life together.
Man, the things that we go through for you guys.
Because we struggle. We struggle.
Like we're just two bitches that don't know what the fuck we're doing. But we're trying, damn it.
We're trying. We struggle. And like I'm over here struggling and she's sitting there just straight face looking at me. Or it's vice versa. Or it's at the same time.
And like we're like literally no help to each other. Like we just watch each other struggle literally. It's like, all right, you're done struggling, bitch, it's my turn now.
Right. And then when you catch us and we're like, hey, happy Friday, you do not even want to know what happened like before that.
But you know what? I feel like we have like the weirdest, like short, like heart-to-heart conversations.
We do.
Right before we start to record.
We do.
And then we'll be like, okay, now we got to take all that shit out, you know?
Great. So, anyways, happy tears,
Happy
guys.
Friday.
happy Friday, okay. Happy tears. But okay. So deep breath, happy Friday. We're just gonna the week's over. But so happy tears. But here we go. So this one, I was telling man, I was like, ooh, I got some good one this week. And she's like, ooh, I got some too. So this week, I feel like it's going to be some real good ones. So this one says, my uncle left my auntie for the phone sex line worker he was calling for the last 3 years.
Ooh, wee.
So he's been having this torrid love affair with the sex line worker that he's been calling for the last 3 years.
Okay, and you know what's funny as fuck about that is I was watching this like documentary video of like sex, like people who do the sex phone line, and you'd be surprised how many fucking grandmas are in there, like operating phone calls. Yeah, grandmas, like men that pretend to be women, women that pretend to be men. Like they have all types of like fetishes, all types of requests, but you'd be surprised the people that are behind those phones.
Really?
About like this blonde with the Coke bottle figure and all this shit, but you're talking to like somebody's grandma and she's literally knitting while she's talking to you.
So you guys close your eyes and Amanda's gonna do her sexy phone line sex worker. Even if you're driving, just close your eyes, okay? Just do it real quick.
Hey there, partner. Oh, cowboy, giddy up. I'm about to ride that donkey. Purr. You're welcome.
Now you can open your eyes. Who did you crash into?
You're welcome. Hopefully you didn't crash.
Oh.
Close your eyes, even if you're driving. Oh, okay. That was a good one. I liked it. Okay. This one I think is gonna kind of spark a little bit of discussion. So I've been dating someone who I really like. One thing that I think is starting to make me feel like she's ungrateful is the fact that she has not offered to pay for anything for 10 plus dates so far. So the other night we went to dinner and I asked her to Venmo me for her portion of the meal. And then a couple days later, she brought it up to him saying that she's used to her partner paying for everything 100%. And that him asking her to cover her portion made her feel like a friend and not a girlfriend. And then he's like, this made my feelings change. It made me feel like she's ungrateful and we're not aligned on the finance side. And he's like, I make a lot of money and she knows it. And he's like, I called her and I told her I want to go back to being just friends. And she said that he was misinterpreting what she had said to him, before. But, she was like, she had never offered to pay for anything, but then gets mad when he asked her to like pay for anything. So he's like, did I do the right thing? Like, what's the right answer?
I guess there's really no right or wrong answer for that. It's just how you feel or how you were taught, growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, I don't know. My opinion is that it should be equal. Where like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you pay, sometimes he pay.
Right.
Some people go Dutch, where like you pay for your own meal. I feel like on a very first date, the guy should always pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. But
Mm-hmm.
after that, it should always be like, you should pay, he should pay, go vice versa, back and forth.
Right.
But a guy should pay every single time. I think then it gets taken advantage of, and that should. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that that's just like so like outdated,
Mm-hmm.
and that just brings you back to the thing where it's like girls who want to be, like trophy girlfriends and
Right.
trophy wives. Like those
Are
are the
you providing the trophy
type of
services?
girl. Right, exactly. Like if
Yeah.
you want that type of bitch, you got to be ready to deal with
Yeah.
that type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think he's wrong for wanting her to pay. Like it sounds like he's been very generous so far, and he
Mm-hmm.
only asked her to pay, one time.
Right.
Maybe that's just him putting his like feet out and trying to
Mm-hmm.
test out,
Yeah.
how she was gonna react.
Yeah.
But I mean, good thing he found out.
Yeah.
I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but
But yeah, I if you expect that, then you need to provide the services. Not in a way of like prostitution, but you also need to provide the trophy services. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can't just that's you need to be independent. You need to be able to not take advantage of something like that. You need to be able to that's wrong. That's wrong. End of the day, that's wrong. Okay, so this one says my two friends just found out that they have the same sugar daddy. They both were under the impression that they were exclusive to him. So,
ew.
so, so they thought they were like, "Ooh, my sugar daddy's like, like I'm special. Like he
Like,
is."
bitch, you're not special. How do you? But that's your best friend. Like, come on now. You mean to tell me that you have a sugar daddy and you didn't tell your best friend about your sugar daddy?
They probably did, but they didn't think that it was like that it was the same one. Do
I
you know what I
don't
mean?
know. Weird.
But then now they found out that
That
they have the
it's
same
so
sugar
like
daddy.
I think the thing that makes it so weird is like it's almost like as if like okay that's just a normal fucking thing that like oh your sugar daddy is my sugar daddy like am I missing something here? Should I have a sugar daddy that I'm not like compensated? I should be like compensated for this
But
shit
that's
because I feel like I don't get it.
but then the
How do
messed
you?
up part is like they're sharing a sugar daddy, so they're basically sharing bodily fluid. I think that's the messed up part. Like
Yeah,
fuck the money, fuck
at
everything
the same
else.
time, and especially knowing that like if you think you're special and you're the only one,
Right.
and the things that you do thinking that you're the only one,
Right.
come to find out that you're not the only one.
Right.
And then knowing that your friend, who your friend is, and knowing how your friends get down, that might change,
And she's coming back with these
your whole
stories. So
perception.
right. And she's coming back sharing all these wild stories, and you're like, "Ooh, girl, what you do with your sugar daddy?" And then like finding out that it's the same sugar daddy that you're doing things
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'd have to be like, well, one of us got to let him go. You know, you're it.
Ask
You're.
him to get a
I'd
friend.
be like,
Be
you're
like,
it.
I need a replacement sugar daddy before I'm gonna go. Okay, so this one says, I fucked up by looking through my mom's phone. So my mom has two phones. One is for calls and texting and work and everyday stuff, and then her second phone is a game phone that she always leaves at home when she's at work, which I mean is
That
weird,
is
but
super weird. Okay.
yeah. So she's like, I lost my phone and I've been searching for it for about 40 minutes before I found her game phone, and then I tried to call myself from the phone.
Mhm.
So none of her messaging or calling apps were able to call my number. So I opened her Instagram to see if I can call her that way. So I opened her messages to try to find myself, but I couldn't find my account or any of her friends' accounts or any family members' accounts. So she's like, I really shouldn't have, but I tapped on one of the chats with some stranger, and I read some messages of her flirting with this random guy. And she and my stepdad have been married for about 7 years and dated even longer. I even have a stepdaughter or a stepsister that my stepdad cherishes as well. I went through the rest of her messages, which were pretty much the same back and forth flirting, as well as her lying about being in a fully committed relationship back as far as 2020. And she's had some people request to meet her in real life, and I have no idea what to do. My stepdad deserves to know better, blah, blah, blah. So she talked to her boyfriend. Boyfriend said she should talk about it to the mom, but she hasn't done it. She hasn't talked to her mom. She's like, I don't know what to do. Should I bring it up? Should I forget about it?
Well, technically, the mom ain't lying because it is her game phone because she's playing games.
You're playing games for real.
She's playing
bitch.
games on that phone.
Hey, don't hate a player.
Right.
That's how
hate the game. Damn.
I don't know. That's
I would
great,
confront the
right?
mom. I would
Really?
confront my mom. Yeah, I would be like, Mom, I know this is your game phone, and I would, to be honest with the mom.
I don't know. I feel like
You're always conflicted, though. You're always like, this is not my place.
it's not like you're the child. You're not supposed to like confront your parent. But I mean, who else is gonna confront them about it
Right.
at the same time?
So you're going to let your mom
But it's
continue
so
to
weird.
do...
I feel like I would rather tell the stepdad and then have him handle that between the two.
Really?
Because
So you'd
you're
rather
gonna
betray
tell
your
the mom.
mom?
Well, you're gonna tell the mom, and then what is she gonna do? She's not gonna tell the stepdad.
No, you'd be
You know
like,
what I
you
mean?
need to tell...
You're gonna be in trouble for it. And think about it. If the mom is a smart ass bitch, like she, I mean, she has a
She would
game
go and
phone.
delete everything.
Yeah, she'll either delete everything or she'll like try to like make the girl look like incredible, like not credible to the father. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I found her stealing money out of my purse. Some shit like I've heard people tell stories like that. Like they've been caught up, and then like their parent will lie on them, and then how are you gonna believe what they say after that?
Yeah.
So you go straight to the stepdad and be like, look, mom's being a little ho on Instagram, and that's just that,
And how are you going to handle it? And then I'd be like, well, since I told you, can I be in the room when you tell? Because I want to watch. Like,
you were so evil. You were so evil.
I feel like, can I record the whole thing? Like, I need a story to tell.
Man, girl.
Like, can I be the fly on the wall?
The demise of your
like, can I just put it on record and slip the phone under the couch or something like that? Like,
just so you could be nosy.
Nobody has to know.
I mean, you're so involved at this point. You done saw all the fucking messages.
Like,
so
you can't. I need to know. Like, I need to know. Like, I cannot not know now. I'm involved. I'm part of the story now.
Good luck with that one.
It's like a chapter book, It's a sequel.
Ew. This is your parents. You're over here like these would be if you're in this scenario. This is your family. A whole breakdown.
I still need a conclusion.
Oh my God. You know what? It's okay. Because one day,
if it was my story, someone would need a conclusion too.
One day you're gonna get caught up in a lie, and then somebody else is gonna be like, "Well, I want to see this shit." They're gonna be here just for the story, and I'm gonna be sitting in the back like, "What goes around comes back around." I'm just gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be watching too, but
you're gonna be like, "Can I put it on record?"
I'm gonna be in the background. You're not gonna know that I'm back there watching.
But you're watching.
You gotta play it like that. Okay. So this one says, am I wrong for refusing to let my mom move into my home after retiring? So I bought
Mm.
a house, a 2-bedroom house last year that perfectly suits me and my needs. My mom is now retiring and wants to move from my childhood home to my city. So she asked if I could move into, or if she could move into my bed or my house instead of her getting in her own condo. So she's like, I love my mom, but I don't want to give up my guest space. Like I don't want to give up my personal space, so I declined. So she said her mom got upset. She kept on telling her like family should live together. I want to be close to you. You're being unreasonable. She was like, I suggested to help her look for like a 55 plus community, but her mom won't entertain any other housing ideas, and she's insisting that like there's enough room and you should want me to come stay with you. And she says that she's abandoning her in her time of need. So now the girl is like, I'm feeling guilty, but I'm not ready to have my mom move in when I finally have my own place. My brother says I'm being selfish for not supporting my mom, but I don't think after retirement means I have to give up privacy in my home. Am I wrong?
Everybody's different on if they can have
Yeah.
their parents live with them. They
Hmm.
might need space, especially I think with her, she just said that she now just have her own independence. It might
Right.
be, why don't she suggest like have like living on her own and her mom having a 1 year lease? You know what I
Right.
mean? And then they live separate for a year, and then after the year they can like reconvene and see if the mom can finally move in or something. Why can't they have that space first and have that their own independence, and then after a year talk about moving in, and then revisit that with that topic?
Yeah.
Maybe they
I
need
mean,
that
I don't know. I
space.
think like depending on the context, too.
Right.
Like if it was a situation where mom just got kicked out and she's about to be homeless, like
Hmm.
okay,
Right.
then you're an asshole.
Right.
But if it's something where she has a choice, like she has a choice to
It
move from
sounds
your
like she
childhood,
does.
she has a choice to go get a condo, but she wants to move in with you. And if
Yeah.
you're telling her no, like I mean, at the end of the day, she has to respect that boundary.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I completely understand that. Like I
Hmm.
like there's just situations where like sometimes you gotta say no, and
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta protect your own energy and your own
Hmm.
personal space, your privacy, because just because somebody's family doesn't necessarily mean that like in my opinion, I don't feel like just because somebody is my family, I have to like go out of my way to do
Hmm.
something for them.
Hmm.
So I completely,
Yeah. Or maybe come
you
up
know,
with an agreement where like she can stay with you 6 months, but then in that 6 month time she has a goal to find a place that's suitable for her living, but you have to be respectful of that agreement, you know,
right,
or, come up with an agreement where, if she has her own place, but she could come and stay for a few nights, or, a week or something, where she feels like she's still included and things like that.
mhm,
Maybe have them some type of agreement in that way, um, or come up with an agreement of some sort. But to exclude her, it doesn't sound like she's doing that, but I don't know, some sort of agreement. But if she feels like she needs her space, then she needs to make her mom know that too. I
right.
just it's just not, I don't know.
And mom has to
I
respect
respect.
that.
Hmm.
And if the brother has an issue with it, then
Maybe she can
mom
move
can
in
go
with the
move in
brother.
with his bitch
Right.
ass. Yeah. And
Right.
see how he likes it
Right.
with his 4 kids out in the country. He
Yep.
got a farm with 17 chickens. There's about 34 cows in there,
Hmm. 8
8 sheep.
ducks. Yep.
So the pigs too, bitch.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
grandma gonna have to get her ass up and pull her weight on the farm if she wants to come live with the
Otherwise she
brother.
could go sleep in the hay.
Period. With the
Hmm.
fucking horses.
Right. Milk them cows at 4 o'clock in the morning. See if she likes it. Now she could go watch. She'll go find her own place real fast.
Right. Cock a doodle doo, grandma, get up. Oh my god. We're stupid.
Okay. This one says a friend of ours was broken up by her fiance, so she hooked up with him one last time and lied about birth control, and now she's expecting in August. The ex is nowhere to be found.
Oh, so he just disappeared?
Hmm.
I feel like he low key knows. So she didn't tell him that she was pregnant, or so he didn't know that she was pregnant, but he still disappeared,
So
or he
yeah,
knew she was.
so a friend of ours was broken up by their fiance. So
Yeah,
she hooked up with him one last time. Say, let's have one last fling.
right.
And I'm on birth control, so don't worry about it. But she lied.
Oh,
So
so
she
he
like
lied.
trapped him. So
Yeah,
she's now expecting in August, and that her ex now is nowhere to be found.
that's crazy.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to say she deserves it, but like,
She deserves
if
it
that was your sole reason
to
for
trap.
doing that shit, like, you can't get mad at him now for like
Hmm.
disappearing because
Hmm.
I mean, you trapped him, you
Yeah.
lied to him.
Yep. And this sounds like a similar story. Remember that story I was telling you? And guys, I
Mm.
have such a juicy story for you guys, and I'm going to save this for next episode because I want to make sure I protect the innocents. Okay, so I have to make sure that I do not release any names. But this story is going to be for next episode because it's a little bit lengthy. So I have to make sure that I protect the innocents and not accidentally say any names. So, but I'm going to save this for next episode. Okay, so um, it is extremely juicy, but I have to yeah, I have to protect the innocents and change some names around before I can release the story. So Amanda knows the story, and look at her smile because she knows this is just juicy.
I know the tea.
So
I know.
that will be in the next episode, I promise. But it's similar to the story, almost
Okay.
similar. But yeah,
Moral of the story is
don't trap people to have babies. It's not fair.
not fair. Not nice. Okay.
Okay.
This one is a little bit short but sweet. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really weird. It's creepy. So this guy, he wrote in a confession. I often lie about whether I'm interested in someone. So I often lie about and deny whether I'm sexually interested in someone else's wife, girlfriend. You know, anytime like he's around somebody and like they'll ask him like, "Oh, are you interested in her? Or do you think she's cute?" And he'll like deny it. And he's like, in reality, I search for prostitutes who kind of look like them, like the people that I'm not supposed to be interested in. Like that's his preference. And that's, I mean, that's it. It's
What?
really weird. It's kind of creepy. So like, it's like he'll be hanging out with his friends, and then his friend will be like, "Oh, this is my girlfriend, Amy,"
Yeah.
and like, "Oh yeah, bro, you think she's cute? Yeah, no, bro, I'm not really looking at her like that."
Yeah.
And then next day, he's creeping down a fucking back alley, sees a prostitute that looks kind of like Amy, and he goes
What?
up on it and like, that's so fucking weird, right?
That is
Like that's
super
some serial
weird.
killing. It's
But
it's
he
gross,
won't like find someone to date that's similar to that person, but he'll just like go and have a fling or a prostitute.
right?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
super yucky.
yeah. And like, I wonder if he does it for like everyone, or if he just does it for like the people that he's attracted to. So if he like gets
That's probably
introduced
like
to
a nasty
somebody,
kink.
yeah, like every person he comes across, he has to find a prostitute that reminds
Oh,
him of that person, and that's the only way that he can like fully feel satisfied.
so he mentally take note of what that person like act, how they look like, how they move, how they walk, how they talk, and then find a person
I
that's
mean, I don't know if it's that deep or if it's just like how they look. I don't know. I feel like people like that, I I try to
that's
stay away from
disgusting.
people like that.
Like no, but the thing is like you can't even point them out. Like they're probably so normal looking
Yeah,
that
exactly. You
you
would
couldn't
never
even
know.
like you could be passing people or working alongside people or talk to people all day long that has that those kind of weird kinks that you wouldn't
Hmm.
never know, and they go
Yeah,
home and do crazy shit like that.
exactly.
Ew.
It just makes you think like you really think that your life is some way, but like then you think of all the crazy shit that people do and be like, wow,
Right.
I'm normal. Like they're
Right.
fucking out there.
Oh, girl, that's nasty as fuck.
I'm
Ooh.
gonna find a prostitute that reminds me of like Homer Simpson. Do they have Homer Simpson prostitutes?
All you gotta do is like I'm sure you just gotta say you want someone that like will dress like Homer, and I'm sure you have like 10 guys lined up dressed like Homer Simpson, even some that talk like him. And that'll be like their kink is to dress like Homer Simpson, and they'll match your kink to be with someone like dressed like Homer Simpson, and then you guys would be like a match made in heaven.
They'll dress up as Homer. I'll dress up as Marge.
And
I'll put the
then
blue
you guys will
on and
be.
everything. And then I'll be like, Homer.
I will not be at your wedding, like at all. Like not even.
We're
I
gonna have
will.
a Simpson theme wedding.
Oh my gosh, I will unfriend
You
you
guys
so
gotta
fast.
all like, like come as characters from The
You
Simpsons.
nasty bitch.
It'll be really kinky.
You nasty bitch. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Ugh, that is the grossest. Okay.
Homer.
Nasty ass. Okay, this one says my sister's best friend has been cheating on her husband of a year with her ex-boyfriend since the day they got back from their honeymoon.
Mm.
She just signed a lease for an apartment with her boyfriend. So not her
But she,
husband, but her
oh wow.
boyfriend, without her husband even knowing that he's been cheated on. It'll be
Wow.
interesting to see how it all plays out.
So you got back from your honeymoon
With
and
your
started
husband.
cheating?
No, she's been cheating on her husband of a year with her
Right.
ex-boyfriend, but
With her
still got
ex-boyfriend.
married since that. Oh yeah. So she's been cheating on her ex-boyfriend since the day they got back from her honeymoon. Went ahead and
Wow.
signed a lease with her ex-boyfriend.
That's crazy. Why would you even get married then if you were still gonna be fucking around with your
It's a
ex-boyfriend?
facade, living this
I
facade
go
life. That's
through
what I'm
that.
telling you. People, that's why you never know people. Like you never know. People living these whole like beautiful Instagram life, and that's why I'm saying you never know people. They posted all
Yeah.
being happy on Facebook and Instagram, and you never know.
Yeah. I be knowing like those fucking like Instagram influencers, them
Mhm.
bitches drug mules and shit. Like
Mhm.
honestly, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
it's like the people that you would never
Right.
expect to be, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Did you read a story about the
everybody
Instagram model who like killed her boyfriend? The
no.
Instagram model influencer who's like made it, she made it rich, and her boyfriend's like, she's like huge, like beautiful model, Instagram model and influencer, and like she got into it with her boyfriend and she like killed him. Like literally like stabbed him to death. Killed him.
Mm.
And then she called the cops and they came and like he died
You know what kills
over
me?
jealousy or something like that.
Yeah, like, and they post like all this shit. Like, they'll post all their business out
Mhm.
there, like,
Yeah.
with no shame.
Yeah.
I don't get it. People are just
Right.
fucking weird.
It's like,
The
don't
social
you want
media shit.
right, don't you want some things to be private?
Right,
You know,
exactly.
like they want
Right.
every single thing to be posted on social media.
Yeah,
It's crazy. So yeah, I
girl.
was like,
That's why I can't be a social media influencer because I'm not like interesting enough. Like, if y'all want me to take a vlog of me moving from my bed to my desk to my bed to the bathroom, the
kitchen,
living room,
what you eat.
kitchen, go outside to the car, go outside to my shitty ass backyard. Like, if you want to watch that shit, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Like, I don't feel like nobody's life is that fucking interesting,
right,
but
right. Like there's this girl on Facebook. I don't even know why she's on my Facebook, but she like will vlog everything, like
mm,
everything. Like she will eat uh orange and she will vlog it. Like for real. She will drink
man,
a cup, like she will drink alcohol and she will like vlog it. She will drive to the grocery store and she'll vlog it.
so you can't do shit without like picking up your camera and
Right.
recording it.
It's
That's
insane.
yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
I was
And you
like,
was watching it, weren't you? You were watching
no,
all
like
that shit.
when you scroll through it and I'm just like, what the hell? Oh, you know why? Because she used to sell something that I bought once, and that's why she was on my Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah. So
so it's somebody you knew.
I don't know her personally, but she sold, like she
Oh,
was like selling some stuff. She used to sell like some monk stuff, and I bought it once. So I had to friend her in order to buy it. And so
mhm.
she don't sell them no more, I don't think. She does, but not like a lot. So so that's how we were like, I had to be friends with her on Facebook in order to buy it. But yeah, it was, yeah, it's crazy. But I was like, damn, this girl.
Man, I just want to influence regular things like, I don't know. What's a regular thing? A
Oh,
sweep, a broom. Like brooms. Everybody uses brooms, right? You know, because
what would
everybody
you,
has to sweep floors.
she
I
like,
don't know.
would you like vlog yourself cleaning your house?
Um, no, because
Some people
my house
would,
is a fucking mess, you know.
but people
And
would.
I get that people are like that's like content for people,
Yeah,
but like you see, for me, like it's not so much that I can't take criticism, but like I just feel like if I'm gonna do something like that, like if I were to ever do something like that, like I would want to have like something that I'm actually doing, not just
yeah.
like
To do it for to
regular
do it,
shit.
just to do it
Yeah,
for the views, you know.
right. Like I would want to have like an actual purpose behind it.
Right,
Like, oh, I'm gonna go and save sea turtles, and that's
right,
just my fucking thing, you know.
right.
But yeah, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
but I mean, I'm not fucking with sea turtles because I mean, I love them. They're
You're
really
scared.
cute,
You're scared as fuck of
but
it.
I'm scared. I'm really scared of anything, everything. Okay. Anyway, okay. So this one says, I don't believe my friend had a miscarriage, but I don't know how to tell her that, which is kind of spicy.
Mm.
Yeah. So I have a friend who I've known for years. Normally, we don't have any issues, but I've been very frustrated with her for the past year. Last year, she was with a guy called Tony, and since getting with him, she's been obsessed with becoming pregnant and having a baby. At one point, she called up and convinced that she was convinced that she was pregnant. She took a pregnancy test, forgot about it, and then when she finally remembered, it had like a very faint gray line. She's like, now anyone who knows about pregnancy tests knows that after the time recommended on the box, like 10 minutes or whatever, you shouldn't look at the test because it's not valid anymore because of, whatever the evaporation line. So that's what she tried to tell the girl, and she like didn't want to listen. She wouldn't have anything of it, and then she told her to take more tests just to be sure. So then the girl took another like couple of tests, and all of them came back negative. So a few days later, she had like announced to everybody that she had a miscarriage. She said that she was bleeding heavier than she normally does, and she kept on insisting that it was a miscarriage. And she told the girl, go to a doctor to confirm. So then the girl didn't go see a doctor for like 3 weeks, and then after she finally did, the doctor told her it's possible she had a miscarriage, but highly unlikely because there's no evidence that she was ever pregnant in the first place. So the friend, still fucking in her delusional state, is convinced that she was still pregnant and that she had a miscarriage. And she keeps on talking about it nonstop. And she's like, all that, is whatever. But the thing that really frustrated her was that she recently found out that, the friend that's
Mm.
writing this, she found out that she's pregnant now. So she goes and tells the friend, that she's pregnant. And,
Mm.
it's a big deal because she's been dealing with like infertility and all this shit. And then the friend, like, was not happy. She just like took it and immediately started talking about her own situation and talking about the miscarriage again. And she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to have a talk with her, but like, how do I do that without sounding insensitive?
Mm.
But the bitch is delusional. Like,
Right.
you can't reason with a bitch who's delusional.
Gosh, I mean, that's such a sensitive topic, you
Yeah.
know?
But, but you can't fake some shit like that. Come
You
on now.
can't. And
Like,
sometimes it gets to the point where like you have to like kind of lay down boundaries and laws of like, okay, I get you may have gone through this and it may or may not have happened and the doctor may or may not have said this, but like, I sympathize with you. Um, I don't know what else to say or how else to like sympathize with you, and what do you need from me? Um,
mhm,
but like I have news, and like I want to enjoy this, and I don't want to take away from your sadness. But I also don't want to take away from my happiness, and
right.
I want you to like enjoy this with me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to like be selfish, but I also want you to enjoy this with me, and I want you to like, as a friend, I want you to be happy with me for my news and see how she takes it. And if she wants to be like a little bitch about it, and she's like, well, no, you need to sympathize with me, then I I don't know. Sometimes you grow apart as friends, and that's okay. We had to talk about this. Like, it's okay to grow apart, and it's okay to not be friends with them. Like, just because you're friends with somebody doesn't mean that you're meant to be friends with them forever.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, if she doesn't want to give you your flowers, you know what I mean? Like, especially being your friend and knowing that it's been an issue for you trying to get pregnant, and like she wants to turn it around and make it all
Right,
about her, when she wasn't even pregnant in the first place. She never
right,
had a miscarriage in the first place.
right.
Like, I just feel like that
I'm
shit,
trying to be devil's advocate. That's why.
I mean, to me, like, I'd be like, bitch, like, come on now. As soon as she said I had a miscarriage, I'd be like, bitch, really? I just saw your test. The pregnancy test came back negative. Like, what do you mean you had a
Yeah,
miscarriage? You was never pregnant. Like, I feel like that's just so like fucking weird. Like, why would you lie about something
yeah,
like that when there's women out here
right.
that's devastating? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's not something that you lie or
right.
joke about.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I feel like people are just fucking weirdos.
I know. I know. I'm really sensitive about that too, especially like when it gets to like April Fools and people lie about me. Like, I will fucking call a bitch out about that when they're like, "Oh, I'm pregnant, April Fool." Like, I will call a bitch out on that. That's not
Yeah.
that's nothing to be joking about. Like, they like you said, there are people out there that struggles with that.
Mhm.
So that's nothing to joke about. So when she's out there, like, whether she believes in her mind that she was pregnant at one point, she needs to come to the realization that she probably never was. And
Right.
you as a friend should sympathize with her, like mentally that maybe she was, but then move on from it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she needs to celebrate your happiness that you are
Mhm.
pregnant. Do you know what I mean?
And if not, let that bitch go because
Mm-hmm.
the bitch is delusional, so you don't want her around your baby anyway. Like, you don't want the fucking delusional air rubbing
And what
off
if
on
she
your
like gets so fucking delusional that she thinks that your baby is her baby? Ooh,
exactly.
if she
Like,
like
the bitch is
kidnaps your
crazy.
baby, girl.
Right. I bet
Mm-mm.
you that bitch is like she's got like long brown hair and sometimes it's wild as fuck and that bitch just
She doesn't brush it. She doesn't brush it. Sometimes
she don't
it
brush
gets
it.
like in knots, and she just does it. She just pulls it up in a messy bun, you know?
Right. She got mats and knots and lint and fucking pens and paper, all types of shit up in that motherfucker, girl. Can't
and
trust her. She's
and
delusional.
she wears sweats with bare paw boots because that's the it's the
And
it
no socks, bitch.
and no socks
Funky booty ass.
and no socks. And she wears the sweaters that's off the shoulder with no bra, and his
No
titties
bra.
be hanging down to her navel, you know?
And sometimes you can see that bitch be getting too hot and sweaty from the sweatpants because she got fucking underboob marks
Right,
on her shirt. And they go down all the way down by her belly button. Like, bitch, why you sweating all the way
right.
down
Time to let that friend go, okay?
there? She's a hot mess, bitch. Let her go.
Right.
Okay. That was good. I like it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So this one says, um, my meek but incredibly friendly coworker lives a double life as a furry dominatrix.
ooh.
When I opened his hallway closet at a party thinking it was a door to the bathroom, nope, it was leather, dildos, and multiple cum stained fur suits. I closed the door, grabbed him, and told him what I saw, and will keep my lips sealed, but for him to Pete's sake, lock that damn door. I need a shower from the memory alone. Just the smell like dried squid piss musky leather.
Ugh. Wait, I didn't know leather dildos was a thing. A leather dildo? That shit sounds
No,
fucking painful.
no.
What?
It says leather, comma, dildos, comma.
I'm like, a leather dildo, bitch. That's some what? Where
but
does that even go?
no, but when I read
A leather dildo.
your eyes
Ew.
lit up.
I was like, my fucking poor ass, I'd have to get the pleather dildo, That shit go warm up on me and shit, like, so uncomfortable.
No, but when I read this, it says the first line says, "My coworker lives a double life as a furry dominatrix."
Ooh.
So I didn't know what that meant, and
You didn't know
so
what a furry was or a
a
dominatrix?
furry dominatrix. So I had to look it up. Okay,
I feel like this is on like the level of waifu
so
type shit.
girl, a furry dominatrix. Are you ready? Do you know what it
Yeah.
is?
I mean, I know what a furry is and I know what a dominatrix is,
So a furry
but I've never seen the
dominatrix.
two together. Oh hell. Oh my god. Ew. That's so scary.
So a furry dominatrix is
That's a waifu.
like look, it's so bad that you have to click that you're over 18.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so their incredibly friendly coworker is into furry dominatrix.
You know what? I'm not gonna talk shit. Like what you like. If you want to fuck a cartoon character, a fucking giant thing that's like it looks like that. If you really want to fuck something like that, who am
Have
I
at it.
to judge?
Who am I to judge, right? Do you?
Do you, boo boo?
Okay, so our discussion topic. Go ahead,
You
it's
ready
all
for
you.
me to
I'm. Let's just move on because
okay.
I am so ready to move on from this furry dominatrix.
Well, speaking of furries,
Oh
my
God.
kidding. It's not about furries. Okay, so discussion topic. Um, am I an asshole for telling my friend that her boyfriend would not choose her? So I've been friends with my friend Emily for so long. She met a man a couple of years ago and they're in a relationship now. He's done a lot of shit over the years, so let me break it down. One, he made her delete all of her male friends on social media. Two, he said he wouldn't propose to her unless she wears the hijab because they're Muslim, which, that's their thing.
Hmm.
Three, her father passed away a few months ago. There were two instances where she cried about it and said that she doesn't really care about anything ever since she lost her father. And then the first time he told her, "You've lost your mind. Talk to me when you're sane again." The second time he told her, "You're not the only one who lost a father. Get over it." Four, he refused to delete his female friends on social media when she asked him to. Then, to solve this issue, he deactivated his Facebook account and then created a new one where he only added male friends and family. But then she found out that he just blocked her from his old Facebook account and that it's not deactivated. So she gave him an ultimatum to either delete the account or she's breaking up with him. He didn't delete the account. He didn't even call her or text her or anything. So she called and texted him, and then they talked it out, and then she gave him another choice, um, another chance, and then they got back together. But then later after that, he broke up with her in a voice note message. Like he just like yeah, a voice note. So then after he broke up with her, she kept on begging the friend to text him because she wanted to reach out to the dude so that she could like end things and get like closure and everything. And she's like, "This is like payback for what?" Or she said something about like she wanted to reach out to him to get payback. So then, unfortunately, she was like, "Unfortunately, I caved in and texted him, only for her to tell me a day later that they got back together."
Oh my
And he
God.
called and apologized because he was just trying to change her way of thinking. But when he realized he lost her, he decided to get his shit together. To which she then told the friend, "He didn't get his shit together. He left you. You're not a toy that he can just toss aside when he wants to in an attempt to teach you a lesson. He didn't choose you before, and he would never choose you, and you deserve better." And then all the friend replied with was, "Okay." And then her mom told her that she was an asshole for telling the friend that. But I think it's tough love. But she's like, what did I do wrong? Like, how could she have handled that situation any different? But I feel like, I mean,
There's
sometimes you
nothing.
gotta tell a person, you
Hmm.
know?
there's nothing that she could have done to change her friend's mind. Her friend is going to choose him regardless.
Yep.
Because she is dick whipped, like
Yeah. Deep.
deep.
Like, it's bad.
Oh my god, this is so. Oh my god, this frustrates me.
Yeah. It sucks because in situations like that, you can't talk the person out of it, you know?
No,
Like, they're
no.
gonna do what they wanna do
Hmm.
there, and no matter how much you tell them that this person is not good for them, like, they have to come to that conclusion on their own.
Yeah, she needs to learn her own lesson. And the more you talk her out of it, the more you're driving her into his arms.
Hmm.
That's just
And
it.
all that's gonna do is he's gonna be like, well, you know, your friend said this and this and this and this and this about me. Like, I don't even want you to talk to them no more because
Hmm.
they're, you know, not in support of our relationship. And all he's
Hmm.
gonna do is put a wedge between you and everything. Like, he's already telling you you can't have no dudes on your
Right,
Facebook or your social media.
right,
Like, that's so weird. But then you don't want to delete the girls off of your social media, so
right.
you want to have control over every aspect of her life,
Hmm.
but you want to still be able to do shit how you want to do it.
Right. And it's like, I think the thing that hurts me the most is like when her dad passed and he's like making those comments about like, oh, other people's lost their dad before. Come talk to me when you're saying it's like, who does that? You
Right.
know, like that is so
Exactly.
insensitive and what a dick move. You know, and then
Yep.
for him to control like her friends and like who she can and cannot be friends with and stuff like that. That
Mhm.
oh my god.
Like, it's clear that he does not care about you. Like, if
Right.
you're crying, you're upset, you lost your father, like, come on now. Like, if he's being rude to you and being nasty to
Hmm.
you like that, then that just shows you that he really doesn't give a fuck about
Right.
you.
Right.
Because it's not like you're, you know, crying over a situation where you guys got into an
Right.
argument or something like, you know, something petty. Like, that's
Right. You
like
just
a
lost
real
your
legit
father.
thing.
You're right.
Yeah. And if you can't be sensitive to that, then that means that like you have no empathy.
Hmm.
And in my eyes, that means that you're a fucking psychopath
Yep.
and you're gonna try to kill me,
Right.
serial killer. And
Hmm.
you know, you show that red flag, and
Yep.
bitch, it should be
Right.
over. He
He's a
doesn't
fucking
care,
circus. Like he's like not even one red flag. He's a fucking red flag full of. This is a circus full of red flags. Like for
right?
real. She needs to
And
run.
the
But
only reason why he keeps her around is because he knows that she's gonna put up with
yep.
that shit. He knows that she's fucking like down for him no matter what.
Yep. She'll always go back.
Yeah,
She'll always go
and
back.
it's crazy. I
He's gonna
mean,
continue to use her until like he don't want her no more, and then he's gonna throw her to the streets, and then she won't have no one because every person that has ever been there to help her, she's fucking burned the bridge.
yeah,
She's burnt the bridge. So
yeah,
like she's fucked, literally.
yeah.
You know.
I don't
So
know. That's why I say like you gotta be careful of the people that you
yep,
fucking choose in life,
yep,
you know? And I just feel like if everybody's telling you, like if all your friends, all your family, you know, I'm sure that this friend is not the only one that's told her that this dude
mhm,
was no good for her, you
right,
know? Like if everybody's telling you the same thing, why don't you believe what they're saying,
mhm,
you know?
mhm,
Like you have a different experience or a different outlook on it, but like if that's the way that everybody else is perceiving things and you're like still staying with him, like you can't get mad at somebody for telling you like you're stupid
right,
for staying.
right,
Like that and that's sometimes the only way that you can really get that message across to somebody is
mhm,
if you're really mean and nasty to them
mhm,
because they're not gonna like remember all these heartfelt conversations and shit. Like it's clearly going in one ear and out the
yep,
other. Like you gotta be like, bitch, like he does not want you, like he never will want you. He never has like so then that can fucking stick in her head and then she can really start to think about, you know, maybe they're right. He never did, you
mhm,
know, like
yeah,
sometimes you just gotta wash your hands clean of a situation though.
yep,
So I mean, you did everything that you could do, you
yep.
know?
And she needs to learn her own lesson. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you tell her that what he's done wrong and he'll never love you. She needs to learn her own lesson the hard way
Yeah,
for her to really understand that yes, he's fucked up and he's not gonna ever change. For her to really step back and say, okay, I need to like get away.
right.
So like so
And
she
you
she
know,
didn't do nothing wrong. Like
yeah.
that's her own fault. Like
And if their friendship is really real, then whenever the friend comes out of whatever it is, you know, she should still be able to reach out to homegirl and be like, hey, you were right.
Yep.
Let's talk through it. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
sometimes you just gotta let people figure shit out. Leave them
Yep.
alone to do that shit.
Yep.
I've been there before where I got into it with my best friend over a
Yeah.
dude, and then I had to fucking eat humble pie and be like,
Yeah.
you know what, you were right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
But everybody's got their own lesson they gotta learn. So she can only do so much. But people, man, when you're chasing dick, you're chasing pussy. I'm telling you, people turn into a whole nother person.
Ooh,
So.
man, just stay single, guys. Stay single or get you a leather dildo. I don't know.
Not pleather. Don't go to
Not
pleather.
pleather.
Don't go the
Shit is
cheap
gonna
route.
fuck you up.
Right. Well, that wraps it up for this week and of Dirty Tea podcast. And thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
All right. We appreciate you guys. Bye.